show. Sean Kanan back with us. Sean, how you doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on with you guys? You excited for
You know
July
what?
18th?
Just life. Working. We're actually on our work lunch break right now to do this interview, man. But
Oh,
again,
thank you.
we're just excited and privileged to have the opportunity to talk to you, man.
I'm flattered.
Again, we're not professional podcasters by any means. We just love
No,
the show. We love the work that you do, and we're excited that you're back. But Jose, how are you feeling?
I'm
I
feeling
feel
pretty
pretty.
good.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, Sean.
I thought you were talking to me.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good as well, Sean. Thank you so much for your time, man. We greatly appreciate it. And like all the other Cobras, we are counting down to July 18th. Looking
Coming,
forward to seeing it.
right? Me
What
too.
about you, Sean? How you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good. I'm going in for rotator cuff surgery on
Oh,
Thursday, so I got that going.
Okay.
But other than that, I feel like I'm 25 years old. I feel good.
All right. Well, you're
Yeah,
looking good,
young at
man.
heart.
I know.
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Now,
Appreciate it.
last time we spoke was 2021. I was telling Jose about that, man. So you were on the pod back in 2021, right
Wow.
before season 4. Your book had come out. You told us how you had lost 35 pounds, found purpose, man. I know Jose got the
Yeah.
book, and
Yeah.
man, he loved it. So, man, you
Way
looking
of the
good,
Cobra.
brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. If you get a chance, read the sequel called "Welcome to the Kumite." I think you'll dig it.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bloodsport, baby. Frank
yeah.
Beats.
Bloodsport. Yep.
Check
All
this
right,
out. You
Sean,
guys.
man.
I'm visiting my parents right now in Pennsylvania, and I was going through my childhood room, and I found this book.
Rembrandt. Oh, hey, there you go.
I'm
That
with you.
ties to yeah. Wow, that's
That ties to
crazy,
season
man. That
5. Yeah.
ties to season 5, man. That painting, man. So hey, man, to respect your time, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some
Let's
questions
do it.
that we have for you, man.
Sure.
So look, we're big fanboys. Jose was, before we got on the air, man, he was like, man, I'm nervous. He's one of my favorite characters from the Karate Kid franchise. But dude, it was amazing last week. Trailer came out. Everybody's question, right, was, hey, is Mike Barnes coming back? I saw a little still frame shot. Somebody took a still frame from the trailer and they were like, yo, he's back,
Right.
he's back. But nothing had been official till you posted it on your social media, man. So,
Yeah.
everybody showing love. So how has it felt to receive such an outpouring of love from Cobra Kai fans, knowing that you're going to
It's
be back for the
unbelievable.
final season?
It's incredible. Cobra Kai fans are all across the world. I get the chance to go and meet with people in different countries, which is so much fun. I just signed a deal that's going to bring me to the UK in September. Going to get to meet all sorts of fans in Great Britain, and just it's crazy that after 35 years, that a role that I played and that I was a small part in is still so popular and now popular with the new generation. With with the people that watched it back in the day, it's their kids now that are now getting into it, and it's just an incredible feeling to be able to, I always say, get another bite at the apple.
For sure, man. But hey, like we said, everybody's excited to have you back. We're excited to have you back. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we're looking forward to 9 days left, man.
yeah,
Yeah. And
it's exciting.
it may have been a small role, Sean, but you killed it, man.
Well, thank you. I
You
appreciate it.
stood out big time.
It's yeah, that's the thing with the big three. I mean, there are no small roles in what they do. I mean, everything has a payoff. Everything helps further the plot, and I'm really happy with what I have for season 6. And listen, did you guys see that gi? I mean, what a badass gi
Yeah,
that thing
Yep.
is,
yeah,
right?
that's a badass
The,
gi.
the,
Yeah,
Yeah, it
for
the,
did.
sure.
the red and black gi in a sea of white gis. I was like, this is cool.
I love the intensity that
Exactly.
you brought just in that small clip. I was
Yeah,
ready, like,
the bad
whoa.
boy still lingers in there, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
It's your way. It's your way or the highway, man. So hey.
My way or the highway, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, one of the questions I had, Sean, is what has been one of the most surprising or unexpected parts about joining the Cobra Kai cast?
Um, I think what's been really wonderful is the chance to reconnect with Ralph now as an adult. I said this last year, but when we first worked together, I was a 21-year-old kid full of piss and vinegar and really had not worked a lot at all. And now, as a guy that's worked in the business for 35 years and I have children. Ralph has children. We're both married guys. We're meeting each other at different stages in our lives, and it's nice to be able to have formed a friendship because we didn't when I was filming Karate Kid 3. I think a lot of that was that the producers wanted to keep us separate. They didn't have any vested interest in us becoming friends. I think that they felt that that would help heighten the reality on screen of the antagonistic relationship of Barnes terrifying Daniel. Now that I'm, like I said, 35 years down the road, we both bring different things to the same characters. I think they're more multidimensional than they were even in the films.
Oh, absolutely, and it makes total sense. Yeah, you don't want to be buddies if you're supposed to intimidate somebody.
Right.
How has he? I read his memoir. How's he changed? Obviously, besides we've got older, brother. We've got older. We've gotten bigger. But how has he? How have you seen him evolve, or is he still the same? Ralph Macchio.
Look, I know Ralph to the extent that I know him. I mean, we're not close, intimate friends, but I know him. I think one of the things that's interesting is that he hasn't changed in the respect that he's an international star and he's a super down to earth guy. You can just tell he has a good heart. That he cares about what he does. He's never phoning it in. Ralph has really good comedic chops. When we did the scene for getting out of the limo in season 5, Yuji and Billy and I got to kind of have the funny stuff, and Ralph was more the straight man. Without him playing the straight man really well and being completely, just exasperated by the fact that we're all hammered and we're going to go over to Terry Silver's and I'm going to drive, it wouldn't have worked as well. And so he's got really great comedic ability, and he has just remained a very down-to-earth guy from everything that I've seen. And, it's a business that if you don't have a good magnetic north and a good sense of self-awareness as a human being, you can change, and not in a good way. And I've known Billy even longer than Ralph. I've known Billy since 1988. Same thing with Billy. I mean, just like terrific guys, down to earth, the kind of guys you would just want to hang out with.
That's good to hear, man. You always wonder if you meet your idols, right, or your heroes or whatever, how they're going to be.
We say don't meet your idols, right?
Exactly, man. So you mentioned Cobra Kai fans all over the world. It's an international phenomenon. Why do you think this show resonates so much with audiences today?
I think for a couple of reasons. First of all, the characters that Robert Mark Kamen created are timeless. The struggles that Daniel goes through, falling in love for the first time, being bullied, meeting, your first real mentor. All of that stuff will never go out of style. And I think it's something that every kid has a coming of age where they feel they can really relate to that. I also think that the show is so popular because, like I said, you've got the generation of people that watch it for the nostalgic value because they saw it in the theaters and know the characters from the movies, and then you've got their kids and young kids who maybe never even saw the movies and fell in love with the show and then discovered the movies afterwards. But it's got the same feeling that Rocky has, which ironically was also directed by John Avildsen, who directed The Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. But you watch that final fight in Rocky, and it doesn't matter how many times you see it, you get that, you well up in your chest, and you're rooting for Rocky. And it's the same thing, when Daniel is at the All Valley tournament at the end, you're just rooting for this kid because it awakens something inside of us where, you want the underdog to win, and you feel that champion within yourself that you're always trying to bring out. And I think that's something that will never go out of style.
For sure, man. Yeah. It's awesome. But you know what? I think I'm on the other spectrum, though, because I'm rooting for the bad guy to win, man. I'm all about, Johnny Lawrence and then, Chosen. And then you, Mike Barnes, in part three, man, because obviously we look at it differently. As a kid, like you said, as a kid, you know, you resonate with the underdog story. Now, as an adult, you're like, I think Daniel was the real bully. You know that thing that's been going around for years, man. So, but now,
Well, it was
thank you so
hard
much
not
for
to like
answering that question.
guys. I mean, you know, come on, they had badass uniforms and
Oh
man
yeah,
attitudes, and
oh
so
yeah,
they were
yeah,
great villains.
for sure,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Definitely
We're still wait.
well
Hey, we're
written.
still waiting for. Go ahead, Jose. My bad.
No, no, I was just gonna say, I was gonna agree with Sean. Yeah, it's definitely a well written and relatable movie. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, hey, we're still waiting for Dutch, man. He's the only one who has to come back, baby, and maybe Snake too.
Ah,
Uh,
Dutch prison.
yeah.
all right, Jose, what you got, brother?
So Sean, can you share how the creators, also known as the Big Three, how did they approach you about returning as Mike Barnes for season six?
For season 6. Well, I think it's safe to say that it was pretty successful what we did in season 5, and
Yes.
I knew that they wanted to bring me back, but they had to figure out how to fit it in because there's a tremendous amount of story that needs to be
Yes.
resolved in these 15 episodes, and even though 15 episodes sounds like a lot, it's a limited amount of real estate to be able to bring all of these different storylines and relationships to a conclusion. And I just kept in touch with Josh, and I kind of would ring his bell every now and then and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "Who better to train the kids than Mike Barnes? 10th degree black belt, national champion. Most likely, he's got the most experience with the Sekai Taikai." And I just he knew, and eventually he said, "Yeah, you know what? We figured it out," and it happened pretty quickly because I think I went down to Atlanta in like mid-January, and I think I found out like in October before that. So it wasn't like a really, really long time. Like season 5 was a pretty long time from when I found
Yeah.
out to when I went.
Yes.
And what's great about this season is, I finished in February and now it's coming out in July. Like last time I had to wait a year. And so
Yeah.
it's really exciting that it's coming out now.
Absolutely.
That's
Well, we're
awesome,
definitely
man.
glad you stayed in touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've seen the first, what have I seen? I've seen like the first 3 episodes. They're great. They really are.
Have
That's
no
awesome.
doubt.
And
Yeah.
I think Ralph he directed 603 is what he was saying. I saw it on an interview. He directed one of the episodes, right?
He did
Ralph.
direct one of the episodes. He did not direct the episode that I'm in, but
Okay.
I think he directed the second one, if I'm not mistaken, because he was talking
Okay.
about working with the 2 Korean martial arts guys and how great they were. So
Oh, awesome. Okay, good
yeah,
deal.
Yeah.
Well, man,
Looking forward to
hey,
it. Yeah.
we are looking forward to it. And we wanted you back because, as you said, it was successful what you did. Again, you
thank you.
kicked ass. I know Jose wishes that you would have fought a little bit more, but you kicked
Yeah,
ass, man. So
you know what happened
you
with that
killed
is
it.
everyone was kind of disappointed. I got conked in the head. I'm on The Bold and the Beautiful for CBS, and so
Yeah.
we had to kind of wedge Cobra Kai in there while I was still shooting Bold and the
Okay.
Beautiful, and so I think they did that. It kind of shaved a couple days off, maybe. But hey, let's not forget who saved Johnny's ass. At the end, he
True.
Yeah.
dove in. Come on, my bars. So
Yeah.
True
knocked
story.
me out
True story.
from behind, cheap shot, like Johnny would say. In my case, cheap shot. But you know what? It was a lot of fun, and we had a blast. There's some legacy stuff coming up in the episode I do. Some bucket
Oh man,
list stuff that I think
we're looking
everyone wanted to see for a long time.
well, we're looking forward to that, man. And speaking of Johnny, here's my thing. So I'm a big wrestling guy. Jose's a
Okay.
big wrestling guy, big WWE guys. In fact, that's how Jose and I met, man, back in the day,
Yeah.
back 25 years ago, talking about the Royal Rumble or something.
Oh,
But
that's
Yep.
for that brief moment when you and Billy were going at it, man, it was like a dream match, right? It was like Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles, Undertaker versus Sting. And you're a big Sly Stallone fan. It would have been like
oh yeah,
Clubber Lang versus Ivan
yeah,
Drago, man. So how was
yeah.
it? How was it to fight Johnny Lawrence? And like you said, you've known Billy since '88. So how was it, man?
Great. I mean, Billy's a terrific martial artist, whether he admits it or not. He is, and I've continued with my martial arts, and prior to coming down to film season 6, I started training privately in Taekwondo. I never studied Taekwondo before, but I wanted to really work on my kicks and everything. The big thing is that nobody gets hurt, which nobody did, which was great. But that was just, that was like a little teaser fight. I can't say what's coming down the pike, but we'll talk after the 18th at some point.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. What you got, Jose?
Yeah, well, that'll be something to look forward to, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
But how was it to reunite with Thomas Ian Griffith, Martin Kove, and Ralph in season 5, Sean?
Well, okay, Marty and I have kept in touch all these years. Martin and I did a play together. We did True West at the Zephyr Theater in Los Angeles together, and I've done his podcast and know his kids, and so we've kept in touch. I hadn't seen Thomas, except my wife and I had an engagement party at this restaurant in Hollywood, and Martin came, and then somebody said, "Yeah, there's someone at the door. They want to come in and say hi, and they say they know you." It was Thomas. Thomas just happened to be having dinner in another part of the restaurant, so he joined. He was there for my engagement party, which was really great and funny and serendipitous and all that. And I hadn't seen him since, and it was really, terrific to see him again. He looks the same. He just has white hair now. He's still in great shape and terrific martial artist and all that. And it was nice to connect with him too. So yeah, there was a whole reunion aspect to this thing that was nice. I didn't get a chance to see Robin Lively, which I would have liked to have done. But, I think once you're part of the Karate Kid Cobra Kai universe, you're sort of in a select club. And it's something that we all share together. We've all been on this adventure in varying degrees together and have, a certain common denominator. So it's always nice to see anybody. And Yuji is such a terrific guy. He knew my late sensei Demura, who was Pat Morita's double. And Yuji came a couple times to my hometown where I am right now in Pennsylvania for our annual martial arts tournament and banquet. And he is just a phenomenal guy. And it was great to finally work with him.
That's awesome, man. You
that's
had
one of the
great
things
chemistry with all of them, just like back in the day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we
and that's one of the
figure that scene out. It's 4 guys that had never all worked together at the same time, and there were a lot of moving parts because there was physicality and throwing the beer can at Ralph and the comedy aspect. And
yes.
when you're doing comedy, I mean, sometimes you got to work at it a little bit to find the beats and everything, and just from kind of moment one, it just all gelled. And I know that Ralph has said that scene in that episode was one of his favorite ones of the entire series, and that gives me a lot of pride that he said that, because I just think it was so much fun. It was great.
Yeah, I think it's because, obviously I can't speak for Ralph, but he's got his 3, nemesis, former rivals, and he's partnering up with them. And that's just, I know Jose said that would have been, a big fanboy moment for him, to take a picture with all 3 of the rivals, man. So, and that's one of the things, Sean, that
guys together.
Was that?
You never think you'd see Chosen, Johnny, and Barnes
I know.
together.
Yeah.
And thanks to the amazing, Cobra Kai parallel universe, that's possible. And it was just,
Exactly.
it had to be kind of like a mind trip for Daniel, going, all 3 of these guys wanted to kill me at one point. And now we're all sort of, I guess, on the same side. Life's
Exactly.
crazy, right?
That's
Yeah.
cool. You know what? That's one of the things that I like from your social media, man. You've been sharing a lot of, just shots of pictures, right, of you with the cast, man, and it's just great, dude. Like you said, you mentioned this a little bit ago, how once you're part of that family, you're part of something very, special, man. So let me ask you a question about the younger cast members, man. What have you learned from working with them on the show?
Well, they are unbelievably talented. Every last one of them. They have boundless energy. They make the martial arts look like they've been doing it all their lives. And, here's the thing. They're all really nice kids,
That's good.
They are all really approachable, nice kids. And I think that combined with the talent that they all have, that is going to give them each tremendous careers. I think that this is, as big as Cobra Kai is, this is just the beginning for a lot of them. And I'm really excited to be able to say that I've worked with them and see where they go from here.
It's awesome. Yeah, Cholo's my guy. I've never
Yeah,
obviously spoken to him
he's the
personally,
best.
but Cholo's my guy.
He's such a good guy. I was talking to him on set, and for some reason we were talking about shaving, and I was like, "Have you ever had a straight razor shave?" And he's like, "No." And I'm gonna take you. And so I was gonna take him. We never had time, but he's just like a nice guy. Like you'd want to hang out with him too. He's a sweet kid who can kick your ass.
Awesome.
I bet, yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jose, what you got, brother?
We follow pretty much all the cast on, and even the big three on social media, and it seems like you guys have a lot of fun, whether it's on set or off set. Do you have any fun or interesting behind the scenes story from your time on set that you can share?
Let me think for a second. I'll tell you what, like for some reason, I guess I'm not alone in this. I find Billy Zabka to be one of the funniest human beings I've ever met because he has got a blisteringly dry and sense of humor that's also self-effacing. And, it's that kind of thing. Like, remember when you were in like sixth grade and that one kid could kind of look at you and just make you laugh just looking at him? It's like sometimes I'll work with Billy and I'll really have to just, I'll have to get focused because I find him very funny, and he's so good at what he does. I think a lot of times like people watch a show and you appreciate a character, and you're not supposed to see how the sausage is made, right? But when you're an actor and you sort of know how the sausage is made and what goes into becoming that guy, you get a bigger appreciation for it. And so I just really appreciate what these guys do as an actor. And to answer your question, I think the biggest problem is just that, sometimes it was a little hard for me to, keep the laughing controlled because it was always sort of right on the surface. I mean, I looked like I was, playing this hard ass guy and everything like that. And I'd look at Billy one time and I'd have to, focus myself.
That's great, man. That's a positive work environment.
Yeah, very, very much so. The work environment's phenomenal. I mean, the big three they clearly have an idea of what they want to do, but they are collaborative. They are so willing to listen, to a suggestion. If they think it's a good one, they'll go with it. And, fortunately I was able to, put a couple things into what I did. You're looking at this sort of multi-million-dollar production. It's the final season, and you would think that it's like, it is serious in the sense that, we all have a job to do, but it didn't feel like work. It felt like, organized play.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it shows, man. It shows, and
you'll see some of the crazy stuff that it's just when you look at it on its face, you recognize that it's crazy. I can't tell you what it is, but you'll be like, oh man, if I was shooting that would be crazy and lots of fun. And it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, it shows in the quality of the show, man. Obviously, good writing. I'm always big on, just good writing. That's why some of my favorite shows are The Sopranos, The Wire. So,
script. Yep. It starts with the script.
Definitely.
Awesome. you can have great acting with lousy writing, and it can be an okay movie, but great acting with a terrible script is never going to be much more than a fair movie because it really does start with what's on the page.
Yep.
And that's why, I'm notorious for saying this, that I'm glad the season is in. I'm glad the series is ending because before it goes crazy, before it gets like, fast 10, fast 11,
Yeah. We have the expression jump in the shark, right?
And, jump in the shark.
Do you guys know that expression?
Yeah, jump in the shark. Yeah, I know when Saved by the Bell jumped the shark when they got Tori in from. You remember they had that new girl that replaced Kelly Kapowski. Yeah, they jumped the shark.
Yeah. And I respect these guys for they're literally going out on top, and I think that season 6 has the potential to make history and be the most streamed event so far in history, and that would be
Oh
kind of
wow,
special to be a part of that. Yeah, I mean it's
that's
already
awesome.
streamed billions and billions of minutes, and now with everybody knowing it's the end, people are going back and watching the first five in anticipation of the sixth. So it's going to be exciting.
It's gonna be awesome, man. All right, well, we got a couple more questions before we let you
Sure.
go, man. Again, we appreciate your time. So here's my thing. As we're this series is wrapping up, but speaking specifically of you, right, with the work that you've done for this season, what impact do you hope your character is going to have on the overall story of Cobra Kai in its final season?
Well, I think that Barnes has a redemptive arc. You know, he was a bad guy, but he was also only 17. And, you know, we never knew why Barnes came down to work for Terry Silver. And in my head, I created a backstory that, you know, I had a mother who desperately needed an operation. And I was going to do whatever I had to get that money. And I didn't hate Daniel at all, but I was not going to allow anything to keep me from getting paid to take care of somebody I loved. And when you're fighting from a place of love, even though you're a bad guy, it gives your bad guy a reason.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we saw in season 5 that Barnes had a fair amount of redemption. You know, apologizing to Daniel. You know, he was soldiering up with them to go take on Terry, and now, you know, he is working with Miyagi-Do, training these kids. And I think that's a further way that Barnes, in his own way, is able to say, "I'm sorry." You know, Barnes recognized that, you know, he had the opportunity to go to the Sakai Taikai and he blew it, and he
Oh
wants to
wow.
make sure
Okay.
that didn't happen. That doesn't happen to the kids, and it's his way of, I guess, kind of making amends for how he behaved to Daniel.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. And yeah, that's one of the things that we love about the show is the redemption. Just
Yeah,
people,
yeah, and I think
characters.
everybody.
Obviously Johnny.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead. My
and in
bad.
life, right? I mean, in
Yeah.
life, I think people deserve second chances and sometimes third chances, and you know, it's all as long as you're willing to grow and become more self-aware and change. And I think everybody has the opportunity to do that. So that would be, I think, what my representation of Mike Barnes in the final season. Hopefully, it would inspire people to see that change is possible.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely, Sean. You know, the Big Three did an awesome job in your
They
redemption
did.
arc, man. Yeah, so it was brilliant as expected. And just to close out, um, with this being the final season, can you share? And of course, we're not, what you can share. Can you share any hints or teasers about what the fans can expect from your character?
Besides the redemption,
Yeah, besides the
you're gonna kick
redemption.
ass. He's gonna kick ass.
They're going to see some out of the box training methods that Mike puts the kids through.
Awesome.
They're going to see some more of the redemption arc, and they're also going to see some more of the bad boy.
Uh-huh. I just got
I
the
like that.
feels, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's awesome.
again, I think it touches on both of those important notes, like it did in season 5. So, let me know what you think after you see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely will, man. We're gonna be, just hitting you up on social media and tagging you and all
Absolutely.
that because
I love hearing from you guys.
we
The fans and you guys that do podcasts and stuff. I mean, you guys are the heart and soul of this thing. I mean, at the end of the day, without you guys, we're performing in a vacuum. And the reason that this has caught fire and gone worldwide is because of the podcasts and it's created a sense of community. It really has. And that's the one thing that I'm really sorry that hopefully it won't go. Hopefully, people have made relationships over their love for Cobra Kai and Karate Kid, and they will continue to flourish. And this was just sort of the initial catalyst for that. But it's amazing how people all over the world have found this common interest and bonded, no matter where you come from or who you are.
for sure, man. And hopefully you and Chosen get that spinoff series, man.
Hey man,
I saw that
how
little.
great would that be? Being chosen, like two detectives in the valley who know martial arts, but they're on the dating scene, and they can't really they can't get any luck with. And they're both broke, so they share a shitty apartment. Remember
Yeah,
the Odd Couple? Maybe Barnes is really
yeah.
neat and Chosen's a slob. I think it'd
He's
be
watching the Bachelor in his robe till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that, man, they need to
We'll see.
green
We
light
shall
that
see.
right now, man.
I
All
love
right,
it,
son. We appreciate you, man. Is there anything
guys.
you want to plug, man, before we get off, man? Anything
Yeah, I would. You can always watch me on The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS, and please check out my Emmy Award-winning series that I created called Studio City. It's streaming now on Amazon Prime, Roku, Vudu, the Dub Channel, and Tubi. And if you haven't seen it, it's a terrific, terrific show. So please watch it and pick up my books, Way of the Cobra, and Welcome to the Kumite on Amazon.
Awesome. All right, there you go. Bold and the Beautiful,
All right,
Studio
guys.
City. Hey, Sean, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Take
Look
care,
forward to
guys.
seeing you in a
Okay.
couple of days. Have a good one, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
brother.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, Sean. Bye
Bye.
bye.